So we've had the chance to talk a little bit. You've gotten to see some production roasting and how the coffee gets into the bags. You've seen how we sample roast and choose the coffees that we present in our lineup and how we cup and so forth. Now we're going to get into the heart of this video series, the guts of it, which is that this is really a how-to video series. What we really want to get out of this is for you to prepare the coffee in such a way that it comes out right every time. We want to take a lot of the guesswork out of how to make a cup of coffee, how to make an espresso drink, whatever it is, and give you the tools that you need to prepare great coffee every time. Let me explain why that's important. Before we ever touch the coffees that we buy are grown by skilled farmers. They're picked by hand. They grow on trees. Each coffee cherry needs to be picked at the peak of ripeness. And then it needs to be processed in one of two ways. Dried out, packed in burlap sacks, and shipped clear across the world before we ever see it. It takes, I've heard, 1,000 coffee cherries to make a pound of coffee. And typically, the coffees that we all drink around the world are grown by people in very poor areas of the world, along the equator between the tropics of Cancer and Capricorn. The labor is arduous. It's dangerous. A lot of times there are children that pick the coffee, and in most cases the coffee farmers are not paid well enough. So what we want to do, what we believe at our heart that our mission in the coffee industry is to find really, really wonderful coffees, to sell them to you, to teach you how to prepare them in such a way that they come out with a lot of character in what we call the thing in itself, a lot of interestingness. And for you to then be armed with knowledge and information when you pass it on to the customer. So when the customer experiences that cup of coffee or espresso drink or whatever it is, they are at that moment connected with the coffee farmer that grew it. By doing that, we believe that we'll raise the general level of interest in the higher upper echelon of specialty coffee to the point that consumers, your customers, will demand better coffee. And by doing that, it'll raise the price of specialty coffee around the world. But in order to do that, you, the barista, the cafe owner, the restaurant owner, need to prepare a great cup. We need to take what we do and roast a great product. And we need to provide you with enough information that you can do that effectively every time. So the first part of the training is going to be about drip coffee. Most of the coffee that you are going to sell and that's sold in the US is drip coffee. And so I don't want to ignore that in this training. It's important to get drip coffee right every time. And then we're going to progress over to espresso. We're going to talk about what the differences between espresso and drip coffee are. And then we're going to get very, very specific about how to prepare espresso, steam milk, and what the methods of production are for all the different drinks on a standard cafe menu. Again, this is at its core a how-to video. So please enjoy, pay attention, watch these things over and over again, and thank you very much.